This isn't something you specifically address here, but I've heard it in your other programs, and it's what we talked about over when we spoke for a moment. Talking about differentiating yourself in your market, about coming into your market and doing something different that everyone else is doing, and that's a real key thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I understood the point where you said, well, when Dell built his computer, I mean, he's doing it differently. He says you can go onto the site, you can build it yourself, or Burger King and McDonald's are both selling hamburgers, but Burger King says, do it your way. I mean, I suspect that's the differentiation there. When you're a service, my personality would be the differentiation of another person. So I guess I'm struggling with that idea a little bit. I got a big question mark.
Yeah, I think the reason you're struggling with it is because you're thinking of it from your perspective. You're thinking about how are you different from your competitors. You're not thinking from inside the head of your customer. What is different to them? Am I communicating? You're thinking from inside your head, from your perspective. You're in here. You're not out there asking what's important to them. So, as an example here, well, you know what, let me rewind. You talked about differentiating yourself. I think a better strategy than differentiation is to start different. Okay? Instead of differentiating, start different so you don't need to go through differentiation. You're already different.
Okay.
Do I sound like doing like weird Zen koans here or something? What is the sound of one marketing document clapping? That's not ringing for you? That didn't get through?
No, I understand. I mean, but under that concept, and they're saying there's never room for 2 people or 3 people or 5 people because there's...
Oh, no. There's that. We're not saying that at all. There may be plenty of room. Can you break down
examples then of
let me
the
say,
service industry?
Let me give you something else.
Okay.
Let's try it. Let me come at it from a different tact here. In any sizable marketplace, market category, segment, however you want to think about it, I have an irrational belief that there is a large group of people, individual humans, that have a problem, a frustration, pain, a desire, a need, a passion, that is not being addressed by all of the companies, products, and options that they are aware of. Some element is not being addressed, and they would like it in any sizable market. And that is a place where you can start different, because if you deliver that result, that outcome, and you're the first one to do it, in their mind, you have now started different, so you don't need to differentiate yourself.
So if you're already in a civil industry, you should just leave the industry or find a different total spin on it, is what you're saying always.
Well, again, it sounds like you're thinking from inside your head and not from the head of the customer.
Okay.
Right? Which is, it's difficult.
I'm stuck there, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's not an easy thing on its face at first glance to shut all of your stuff down and to say, what would be going on inside of me if I was a customer, to like simulate another person. It's one of the keys to success in business, and I think it's one of the keys to success in life, actually, to get inside of their head. What I'm saying is, let's say it's our world, the dating industry, there's some need that a whole bunch of people have that they would love a solution to if they thought it was available. And if you can find out what that is, then you can address it. And if you can find the overlap with something that you have passion about, all the better.
Can you give me an example of somebody in our industry that's done something very different from you that really addressed another need?
Well, I'll give you one angle. Dating advice is what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. A guy named Neil Strauss wrote a book called The Game, and he took a little bit of what we do, but a lot of what other people do, and he wrote a book about it, and he put out a mainstream book to the masses about all this weird, dark stuff that's happening in this secret society of pickup artists, and you can see that I kind of don't identify myself with that world very much, but there is some overlap there. And by doing that, he became the one that delivered this to the mainstream. And he was the first one to do that until, you know what I mean, like really mainstream, right? Like super public. You're probably familiar with the interesting character Mystery, right, who has a TV show. Well, he was the guy that did it on TV, and that seems to be interesting. There is always something that people want, or a way they want it. There's something that, there's.
I got it.
You can differentiate in a lot of ways, but.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Good question.
Hi, Eben.
Hi.
Okay, when is moving the free I mean, how far do you move the free line? For example, I have a membership website that I give 30-day free trial, but I ask for credit card for shipping handling of a bonus so I can tie them into my continuity.